here in the paddock with Einan Price. Einan, currently joint leader of the 1600 class, tied with Will Hall at the moment.
Very surprised, considering we've lost testing this year because we had a problem with clutch. Been setting the car up yesterday, playing around with the settings, and eventually got it right this morning before on the first practice run, and I felt it was good, and really surprised me the time that I had with not quite a smooth run, a little bit of tail happy and things, and very surprised with the time this car's putting out.
Certainly was a quick time, and new car to you this year, so an awful lot to learn.
Well, of course, new with the car, gear stick is on the wrong side. It's on the left hand side where I'm used to on the right hand side, and you know what it's like in a new car. The carbon fibre tub, which is a lot stiffer. When you're absolutely flat out, your eyeballs start to vibrate, so you're trying to work your vision out. But it's just amazing what this car has done.
Hopefully you've qualified for the first runoff, I guess with Will, as you've got the same time, so you'll both be in the runoff hopefully.
Yes.
And good luck for this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay, over to you, Jerry.
Well, here's Einan now, James, leaving the line with British points up for grabs on the first of our two championship runoffs. And hang on to your eyeballs, we're riding with Einan in the carbon tub force. He's going to be up against much more powerful V8 engine machinery in this runoff, and knows he's going to have to work hard to get into the points. Together with class leader Will Hall, he's just made the cut in equal 12th place, but you need to finish in at least 10th place to score a point in today's 12-car runoffs. He's through keepers now and heading for the kink. There's just a suggestion of a lift, nothing more, before the force hurtles into fallow. Full power on the exit and the car nearly gets away from him, but once again Einan's rallying background comes to his rescue and he elbows the car up through Museum. He's pushing hard on the dash to the line, but 47.75 will leave him just out of the points. Here's Will Hall again. Like Price, he finished out of the points in the first runoff, but he managed to snatch the class win from his rival on the second runs. He's made the cut for the second runoff too, and he's really going for it now. It's a great run, his best of the day, and it earns him a point for 10th place. Paul Hames started the meeting as the record holder in the 2-litre racing car class, but he's just seen that record obliterated by former double British champion Adam Fleetwood on his return to hill climbing. Hames has really got to work hard in his Dallara Vauxhall, not only to get back his record, which Fleetwood demolished by over half a second, but also to make the cut for the opening runoff. He's already won one British runoff during his hill climb career, quite an achievement in a 2-litre car. 10th overall in last year's championship set him apart as the highest placed 2-litre, but now he's got to pull out all the stops to get on terms with the former British champion. It's a quick run so far as Hames breaks into fallow, but is it quick enough? He uses all the road with the Dallara, a wheel over the rumble strips at Fallow and at Museum before powering towards the line. It's inside his old record and he's made the runoff cut, but Fleetwood's still ahead. Now it's back to James.
Thanks, Jerry. We're here with Paul Hames. Paul, you finished 8th in the runoff there. Personal best time, I believe, but still second in class. What's the plan for this afternoon?
Pleased with the way the morning's gone anyway. 4/10 off my PB, and that was the old record in the class, but obviously Adam's gone. He went about sort of 7/10 quicker, so there's about 2/10 between us now, and generally pleased with the morning. Maybe a little bit more to come out of the car, so we're trying, and conditions like this it's good for records and so forth, so
absolutely.
Pleased with the way it's gone.
Are there mods to make in the car to get the extra time, or is it in yourself?
I think it's a little bit in myself, to be honest. It's more up here than on the car, but as with a lot of people, you have a fresh set of slicks for this meeting, so they obviously make a huge difference, especially when the track's good, the track's clean, just you can push a little bit harder everywhere, and you get out of the corners better, you can brake deeper into the corners, so it's good. Again, I'm pleased with the result. Whatever happens in the class, 8th in the first runoff is a good start of the year.
Stuff. You've done 3 runs on those new tyres now. How long do they maintain their sweet spot for?
If cost wasn't a problem, then you would be changing them probably every third meeting, and then using them as the practice sets and so forth. But
so a dozen runs or so.
A dozen runs, I think the edge has gone off them a little bit, but I'll change them mid-season, I would think, if everything goes okay.
Absolutely. Well, wish you well this afternoon, and have a good run. Hope you get in the runoff again.
Okay. Thanks James.
A lot.
Cheers.
Back to you, Jerry.
Thanks, James. Now we're riding with former British Hill Climb champion Adam Fleetwood. The local man has returned to his home hill in a rather different car to the Gould Nicholson McLaren V8 in which he took his 2 titles in 2003 and 2004. This is his bike engine DJ Firehawk, powered by nothing less than a supercharged 1600cc Hayabusa. He's made a pretty good start to his Hillclimb comeback, blitzing Paul Hames' 2-litre record and qualifying in 5th place for the opening runoff. Let's watch the technique of the man whose outright hill record in the Gould here at Loton Park stood for several years. Fleet was already into the upper reaches of this 1475-yard hill and well on course to get his name back onto the British Championship scoreboard. Just Museum and the run to the finish to go. He's not quite matched his qualifier, and that's going to be 10th place, but his first British point of 2009 is in the bag. Tom New is no stranger to hill climbing or to Loton Park. For 2 years running he's finished 10th overall in the British Championship in a 2-litre Pilbeam. This year he's sampling V8 power for the first time alongside Chris Merrick in their 4-litre Gould Judd V8. He really has adapted like a duck to water to what for him is a very different car. He's already scored his first points of the year with 9th place in the opening runoff and qualified well for the second shootout of the day. This run will earn an even better 7th place, just 6/100ths of a second behind his co-driver. Roger Moran is the guiding light behind the 2008 champion, his son Scott, but he's not ready to take a back seat yet. Roger's not been out of the championship top 4 since he took his own British title in 1997, and 2 midfield finishes here at Loton will leave him 6th on the table. Paul Ranson shared this Gould Judd with former champion Martin Groves for several years now, but after a strong 5th place in the opening runoff, he left the course at loggerheads and missed the cut for the second one. Here's Chris Merrick in the Gould Judd. Spurred on by co-driver Tom New, he's pushing hard to stay ahead and just makes it with 6th place in the closing runoff. Trevor Willis missed the opening runoff with a gearbox problem, but he's back in typically all-out action for the second one and recovers for 5th place. Derek Young's Gould Judd may not look green, but it's the only car in British hill climbing fueled by biomethanol. It's quick too, and 2 strong finishes leave the Hereford driver 3rd equal on the championship table. 6th overall in last year's championship, Josh Goodyear's on the line with his 4-litre Pilbeam Judd. One of the up-and-coming men in British hill climbing, Goodyear already has 2 British round wins on his slate. After leading the way in yesterday's practice session, an accident on Cedar Straight meant that Joss, his father Barry and Pilbeam's Mick Howlett had their work cut out to repair the damage. But the MP97, constructor Mike Pilbeam's latest configuration, was back in action for the event, and Joss finished a strong 4th in the morning runoff. As his confidence builds, his last run of the day in the closing shootout is his quickest so far. It's a great closing shot from Goodyear, who's kept the Pilbeam on the boil right up in the museum. So it's just the last few 100 yards to go. 45.42 is his best of the day, and that'll be 3rd place.
We're here with Josh Goodyear, who we saw having a few problems yesterday during practice. I think things have gone a little bit better for you today.
Yeah, when I crashed yesterday, I kind of thought the worst and didn't think we were going to be out today because it was quite a good incident. But fortunately, the old man and Mick managed to fix the car for today, and it was working out all right. It wasn't 100%, but it was good enough for a start. So.
A few problems that you could get around them and
yeah,
cope with the car.
The car wasn't quite handling, so damaged all the undertray and that. It wasn't working quite the way I wanted it to, but managed to work around that and
fought your way through to a couple of 3rd places then?
Yeah, 4th and a 3rd. Easiest 3rd in the championship, so
good stuff.
More than what we expected, so we're happy with that.
Absolutely, and something to build on for next time you're here.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of our better hills, so we like to do well at the ones we can do well at.
Good stuff. Well, we look forward to seeing your progress at Prescott, and
hopefully
it'll go a little bit smoother for you.
Yeah, hopefully. No crashing, that'd be nice.
Good stuff. Wish you well there.
Cheers, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Martin Groves had a difficult start to the season, with 1 or 2 handling problems and a lack of downforce after co-driver Paul Ranson had damaged the underbody aerodynamics early in the afternoon. But 3 times champion Groves managed to drive round the problems and set a new hill record during the opening runoff ahead of his rival, 2008 champion Scott Moran. Another fine effort from Groves qualified top for the second shootout, but in the runoff itself he couldn't match his earlier time and had to settle for 2nd place. But there was one driver who could match it. That was defending British champion Scott Moran. In a superb championship year in 2008, he proved he could match his old adversary Groves punch for punch. Like Groves, he showed he could pull a winning run out of the bag just when it was needed. But today at Loton Park, Groves has set a stiff target with that hill record of 44.46. Can Moran get back on top? The answer is yes. 44.42 is yet another new hill record.
This morning we spoke to Scott Moran, very strong second place in the first runoff, and you were hoping for a little bit better. It certainly went that way for you.
Yeah, I was pleased with that. So he's got the record here last year in June, I think, and Martin had it back end of last year, and of course he pipped a bit more off it this morning. So get that back is a nice one. So.
Absolutely, and your home hill, I believe, so a special record for you as well.
Yeah, I've always, Loton's one of my favourite hills, and obviously being fairly local down the road in Ludlow, it's a special one.
Absolutely. Tying now at 20 points apiece with Martin. It's going to be a bit of pressure on at Prescott in a fortnight.
So so it could be like this all year, unfortunately, but it doesn't do the heart rate much good. But it's all good fun.
Sure. Certainly entertaining for all of us, though.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. As long as it's entertaining and fun at the end of the day, that's what we're here for.
Good stuff. We'll look forward to it, and hopefully we'll see you at Prescott.
James, cheers.
Thanks a lot.
What a great start to the British season. Never before have we seen the hill record broken twice during the opening meeting, and with the sport's two top rivals swapping wins and second places, it means that they leave Loton on equal points, including an extra point each for their hill records. It's tight for third place too, with Joss Goodyear right in there among the all-conquering Goulds and levelling with Derek Young on the scoreboard. Join us after the break when we'll be at Prescott in Gloucestershire for rounds 3 and 4 of the MCL British Championship.